everyone, Arlene here with a video tutorial for LLLC Crafts Tutorial Thursday. I'm going to show you how to create a spring wreath using some of the dies from LLLC Crafts. Now the dies that I'm going to be using for my particular spring wreath are the stitched nested circles, and this is a set of 7. I'm using the 2 largest of the set. Actually, I'm sorry, not the 2 largest, the largest and the 3rd to the largest of the set. And then I'm going to be embellishing my spring wreath with the cherry blossom flower die, as well as the one of the 2 winter branches die. And then my all-time favorite, which came out with the latest release, is the 2-leaf die. Okay, so I'm going to be using those. I may throw on some other embellishments after, and I'm going to be using some additional dies. But the first thing you want to do is create a base for your spring wreath, and I created this base using the large and 3rd to the largest stitched nested circle dies. Now what you want to do to create the circle for the base of your spring wreath, and I'll zoom in, I'm taking a 5x5 piece of cardstock. And what you want to do first is lay the smaller circle down and take some tape, some masking tape, or clear tape, I don't know what you want to call it, the tape from your desk. Okay, so just go ahead and tape it down and adhere the tape to the center. And then you want to layer the next piece. Let's see, and I'm doing these face down, by the way. And just try to get it as equal as you can all the way around. And then take some tape and tape the outside of the circle. Okay, and the reason why you do that is you want to hold the die down in the position that, in this position, that's why you want to tape it down, and then you're going to run it through your Cricut or your Big Shot or your whatever die cutting machine that like you normally do. Okay, so when you're done doing that, and running it through your machine, you're going to get this. What I'm using is the Botanical Tea paper collection from Graphic 45. I cut the small leaf in a cream color and the larger leaf in a cream color with a little bit of green in it, okay? Because this is going to be the base of my card here. I've already created the base of my card, and the wreath is going to go right on top of it. So what you want to do with the leaves, it just kind of bend it, and it'll bend naturally, you guys, because there's already a cut right through the center of the leaf, and you want to be very gentle because you might rip the top of your leaf, okay? So you just want to bend it just a little bit, just to give it some life, okay? And you're going to do that with all of your leaves. You want to lay it just like so right on your base, okay, in a little bit of an angle. So just go ahead and get some hot glue. Okay, and lay it down just like that. Okay, and you want to make sure you put it in an angle because you don't want your wreath with all the leaves like sticking straight up, right? And you want it to go naturally in a circle. All right. Okay. Good. So we got the first leaf down. Now what we want to do is alternate the leaves. So you're going to have the large leaf and the small leaf in different colors, alternating. Okay, so I'm going to put this one down right here, and I'm going to put some hot glue. And we're just going to do a few of these together, and then I am going to fast forward so that we can get this going. Okay, just like that. And you're going to take another, actually let's do a white one. You're going to layer it down here because you're going to alternate large leaf, small leaf. Okay, just like that. Okay, and you want to probably know how many leaves I'm using. I have 14 of the large and 14 of the small. So it helps to get 2 sets of these dies because it creates less amount of times you actually have to run it through your die cutting machine, right? So makes it a lot easier. Okay, so you're just going to continue to alternate. Small leaf, big leaf. And remember to keep it at an angle. And we can play around with the leaves later to kind of give it more life. But for now, let's just get through the leaf. You want to have a craft mat to protect your table, but also if the hot glue runs over, you don't want it sticking to your desk. So with the craft mat, it'll pop right off once the hot glue dries. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and fast forward, guys, and you can watch me do this in fast motion. Okay, so when your wreath is done, you want to go ahead and shape your leaves a little bit, and then we're going to start tucking in some of the winter branches. To add a little bit of layer to the wreath. Let's see, we've got the winter branches here. I'm going to actually cut them right about there. And I'm going to insert them in different parts of my wreath. Might even just stick it in here. Yeah, let's do it in there. Okay, so you just put a little bit of hot glue on there and insert it. So I used a total of 5 winter branches. Here's what we have so far, and I'll use my heat gun to take all the spider webs off from the hot glue. I think I'm going to put my flowers over here. Okay, so this is where I started, and then this is where I ended, so it kind of hides the connection there if the flow doesn't look too great. So I think that I'm going to probably put that there. All right, so let me just show you really quick how I created this cherry blossom. Okay, so for the cherry blossom that I'm going to be adding to my card, this is what it looks like. Super fun. Love it. So I'm using the larger petal from the cherry blossom die. So I die cut it through the machine twice and put aside the small and medium petals because you might use that for something else. But we're going to use 2 of the largest to create this. And the sprays that I'm using are from I Am Roses, and that's going to go in the center of our flower. And I'm just using a foam pad from Stampin' Up. I'm going to be using this to shape my flower. Now I'm not going to be using water or sprays or anything like that. This is all going to be done with a dry piece of paper or a piece of cardstock. Okay, so the first thing you want to do with your first piece is you want to take a paintbrush, and I usually use the back side of a paintbrush, and you just kind of roll it. And actually, you know what, let me use a bigger one. Here, this one might be better. This might be a little bit too big, but let's try it. Okay, so what you're going to do is just roll it just like that, because you're shaping the petals so that it curls up. And you're trying to make the petals look a little cupped. Okay, so you're going to do that with all 5 petals. Okay, and then you're going to take the center, get your paintbrush, and you're just going to push down. Okay, and then just manipulate it a little bit so when you're pushing down, the petals curl up just a little bit. And before I get that all nice and pretty, I'm taking a 1/8 hole punch, and I'm going to put a hole right in the center of my petal. Okay, just like that. All right, and then I just go back and shape it a little bit more. Okay, so now you're gonna have a petal that looks like this. All right, it's cupped and it's facing up. Now you're gonna take your other die cut, the second piece, we're gonna flip it around and we're gonna cup it in the other direction, okay, so that the petals are cupped downwards. Then you're gonna flip it around. Okay, so we cup the petals this way. Now you're gonna face it down this way and push down the center. Okay, and then same thing. Keep pushing down until the petals start, you know, coming up a little bit. And then you're gonna have something that looks like this. Let me show you. Okay, so see how the petals are cupped down? All right, we're gonna punch a hole in the center. Okay, and then go back and just play around with it again. Okay, now this is gonna go, when you layer the two pieces together, here's the bottom piece, right? The one that has the petals cupped downward. That's gonna be bottom. The ones where the petals are cupped upward, that's gonna be top. And you want to alternate the petals so that the top layer straddles the other one, okay? Where it's not like the petals are like right on top of each other like that, because that doesn't look too great. Okay, so you're gonna layer it just like that. But before you do that, you're gonna take your sprays and you're gonna push them down the center of your top petal and just go ahead and pull that through. And then you're going to pass the sprays through the bottom layer. But before you pull, grab some hot glue, and you want to put some hot glue right there, and then you want to pull it and make sure that it's alternating just like we mentioned before. Okay, oops, got a little bit of hot glue there. Okay, and it looks just like that. Okay, super pretty, super easy to make too. And again, you don't have to use water, just use your little paintbrush and some hot glue. And you got yourself a super pretty cherry blossom. Love it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you my finished card here in a second. Thanks for watching, everyone, and visit La La Land Crafts at lalalandcrafts.com.